guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. Today I am going to be using the Paige Evans Take Me Away 12 by 12 paper pad for my layout. I did cut a bunch of these squares. They are 2.5 by 2.5. I used purple and mint green mostly, but then I also had some of the yellow, the paper with the yellow, and also some of the bows. Right here I showed you the archival ink and watering can, and I am going to ink all the edges of my squares with that. And then I am going to take them away and stitch around the edges of each and every square. I do put some double-sided sticky tape on the back of those because that is how I am going to adhere them to the page. So as you can guess by looking at the squares, this layout is going to be a grid layout. I am going to have 4 rows of 4. Right here I'm showing the double-sided sticky tape. I don't know why I decided to use that. I guess it helps hold the stitching down. I didn't have to use much washi tape with it if I use the double-sided sticky tape. I am going to lay them down one corner, then the other corner, then another corner. I don't know why, but that's how I like to do my grids. I like to start with the corners, kind of like you would with a puzzle. So I'm going to go ahead and start arranging these how I want them, and then I am going to take the backings off and put them down. Now the photo I'm going to scrapbook is of Brandis and Kayla and Tasha. They are 3 of my nieces, and Kayla has been having an issue, or she had an issue, and will have this issue probably forever, but all the girls went to Montana with her, and even her mom, and I thought this was such a sweet photo. It's just the girls supporting each other, and it was just really awesome. This specific layout is mostly done in purples because this one is for Kayla and this is going to be for her. I'm going to send this one to her, and then I am going to do this same picture 2 more times. I'm going to do one for Brandis and I am going to do one for Tasha because I think just what they have as sisters, like my family, me and my sisters, we all get along pretty good. Some of the other girls, I get along with all of them, but some of the other girls kind of argue a little bit back and forth. But I think what these 3 girls have, they do the same thing. Sometimes they argue back and forth, but they really have just something wonderful. They just have a really wonderful relationship like us. So I am going to go ahead and decorate most of the squares. I am going to leave that mint one down at the bottom empty because that is where Kayla can do some of her journaling if she wants to journal on it. I am using buttons, some bows that I had fussy cut out of one of the papers. There are a couple chipboard hearts on here and a chipboard bow. I did cut out the state of Montana and I did cut out the state of Kansas. I'm going to put Montana down at the bottom, and I'm putting Kansas up at the top, and Kayla will know why those are. She's in Montana. In fact, this photo was taken in Montana, and I think the mountain they were on is called Top of the World. I'm not sure, though. I do use that gold foiled chipboard piece over to the right-hand side of the photo. It says Fearless on it. And that 3x4 card is going to serve as my title. It says Courage, Dear Heart. Just because, you know, Kayla needs the uplifting. Right there I wanted to use that chipboard piece that says Be Brave, and it does not end up making it, nor does that circle, which I don't recall what that says and I can't really read it from here. The light's reflecting off of it. I do use some flowers I fussy cut at the top hand side of the photo, and then a chipboard piece of the same type of floral at the bottom left of the Courage Dear Heart. So I am going to pull out my liquid adhesive, my ATG, and also my paper piercing tool to go ahead and put these down. I have a lot of brads on here. Did I already mention that? I'm not sure. I found some light purple ones in my stash, and also I have some white ones that look like little buttons. They are super, super cute, and also some little teeny tiny white ones that I am going to scatter around each of the boxes. So when I pull out that foam secret stampers weapon thing, I'm going to start on the box that has Montana in it, and I'm just going to put a bow and a couple brads, and then I move over to the one to the right of that, and for some reason when I do buttons I sew them to the page. So I want to know this: Do you put your thread in buttons and then glue it down, or do you actually stitch the button to the page? Or maybe you're a rebel and you don't put thread in the button at all. I don't know. I think it's kind of ridiculous that I feel like I have to stitch the button to the page, but I just have this feeling that it's a button, I have to stitch it to the page. So that's what I do with all the buttons on this page, and I know that's ridiculous. Surely there's an easier way, but am I going to do something easy? Probably I'm not. I'm going to make it more difficult. Right here is where I found that chipboard bow. I do put it right there on that purple striped paper. And then I'm going to arrange over to the left that heart button and a green heart chipboard piece with a couple brads. Here's where I'm showing you the tools that I previously said I was going to show you. And like I said, I am going to start down there with Montana. And go ahead and glue that down along with that bow that I fussy cut. Now I've done this voiceover once before, and right there I was showing you I wrinkled it. How'd I wrinkle it? I don't even know, but I did. But I had done this voiceover once before and I deleted it. What in the world? I don't even know. I did. I was like, do you want to save this? No. Really? You don't? Craziness. Okay, right here is where I go and get my needle, and I am going to stitch down at that button. I start with that bottom button at the bottom right. Here you go. Really, Becky? There has got to be an easier way. What in the world why am I doing this? Do you guys do this? Seriously, that is the serious question of this entire layout, is do you stitch your buttons actually to the page? It's insane and crazy, and I know this. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it off at the back. And then I'm going to do it for the rest of the buttons on the page. Luckily, what do I have here? I only have 4 buttons on the page, so I only did it 4 different times, so I guess that's good. I am going to cut out most of me gluing them down. They do pretty much stay where they are, except when I put that secret Stampers foam thing underneath the bottom, some of the brads do move, so some of the placement will be a little different. Right here you can see I put that Fearless down to the right of the Fido. And that's it. I don't do any sputters or anything. That's all I do to this page. I love it. I think it turned out really fabulous. I am loving the light colors. It's just great. I love this one. So guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.